Red carpets promise glamour and perfection, but sometimes they deliver pure chaos. Today, we're rewinding the Golden Globes to revisit the looks that made stylists panic. Critics cringe, and the internet refuse to forget. From gym bag chic to curtain couture disasters, these stars didn't just miss the mark, they turned fashion fails into legends. Buckle up. This runway went very, very wrong.
I just put too many things on and I try and have fun, you know.
Chaos walked the red carpet before anyone even noticed the cameras. And her name was Helena Bonham Carter. This wasn't a fashion choice, it was a fashion event. The mismatched shoes hit first, instantly announcing that rules, logic, and coordination had been left at home. Then came the layers, tulle on top of tulle, textures arguing with each other, silhouettes colliding like they'd met for the first time in an elevator. It was dramatic, confusing, and impossible to ignore, and that was exactly the point. Helena didn't look dressed for the Golden Globes. She looked like she'd spun around in her closet with the lights off, grabbed whatever stuck, and confidently declared the result art. And somehow, it worked in the most unhinged way possible. While other stars aimed for elegance, Helena delivered unapologetic individuality. No stylist panicking, no last-minute tailoring, just pure, chaotic self-expression marching down the carpet. Was it polished? Absolutely not. Was it glamorous? Debatable. But was it memorable? Without question, in a sea of safe gowns and predictable silhouettes, Helena Bonham Carter reminded everyone that fashion can be weird, fearless, and slightly alarming. Love it or hate it. This look didn't whisper, it screamed, laughed, and skipped off into Golden Globes history. Mismatched shoes and all. It looked like two completely different outfits collided backstage. Panicked, and decided to walk the red carpet anyway, and Emma Stone bravely led the charge. The moment she stepped out, confusion followed. Up top, a sparkling, red carpet-ready bodice screaming glamour. Down below, sharply tailored pants, calmly whispering business meeting at noon. Together, zero communication, not even a group chat. The problem wasn't that either piece was bad. Individually, they were solid. The top was dazzling, polished, and worthy of a major awards night. The pants were structured, modern, and chic in a minimalist way. But once combined, the look felt like fashion whiplash. It was as if Emma started getting dressed for two different events and decided, last minute, to attend both at the same time. What made this outfit truly fascinating and frustrating was Emma herself. She's effortlessly stylish, charismatic, and almost always nails it. That's why this miss hit harder. Instead of elevating each other, the pieces fought for control, leaving the overall look awkwardly unfinished. Glam above, casual below, and no clear vision tying them together. My verdict: this wasn't a disaster, but it was a missed opportunity. With a skirt, the top would have soared. With a simpler blouse, the pants could have shined. Together, they became a stylish misunderstanding frozen in time. Emma Stone didn't fail fashion, but fashion definitely forgot to pick a lane that night.
He asked me to do the show. He said he was writing it for me.
It floated onto the red carpet like a couture fever dream and instantly broke the internet. Gwyneth Paltrow didn't just wear a dress in 2020. She delivered a visual plot twist. The sheer brown fabric clung, draped, and shimmered in a way that had everyone squinting, questioning reality, and asking the same thing. Is that a luxury loofah? Yes. The comparisons were brutal, but unforgettable. The color choice alone was a gamble. That earthy brown shade walked a very fine line between high fashion minimalism and spa accessory chic. The transparency didn't help either. From certain angles, it looked ethereal and free-spirited. From others, it felt like Gwyneth had wrapped herself in a very expensive bath item and confidently called it couture. Bold, absolutely. Confusing, completely. What makes this look fascinating is Gwyneth herself. She has the poise and confidence to sell almost anything, and she leaned fully into the vibe. No apologies, no second guessing. The problem wasn't the execution, it was the concept. Fashion is risky, but this risk landed somewhere between avant-garde brilliance and red carpet meme material. My take: iconic for all the wrong reasons. You don't forget this look, even if you want to. And honestly, that's a win in its own chaotic way. If you enjoyed this fashion deep dive, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more red carpet breakdowns, iconic fails, and unforgettable style moments.
I'll make this fast. I want to thank everybody first in Warner Brothers because
It hit the red carpet like a fashion ambush. No warning, no explanation, just pure KO in motion. When Whoopi Goldberg stepped onto the Golden Globe Awards carpet in 1986, it looked less like an awards show entrance and more like she'd sprinted straight out of an aerobics class and accidentally taken a wrong turn into Hollywood history. The energy was frantic, fearless, and completely unbothered by fashion norms. The outfit itself felt mismatched and oddly practical, as if comfort had fully won a heated argument with glamour. And then there were the shoes. Those shoes didn't whisper elegance. They screamed, ice rink, emergency. One wrong step and it felt like she could have glided across the carpet doing triple axels. It wasn't polished, it wasn't coordinated, and it definitely wasn't playing by red carpet rules. But here's the thing, Whoopi never claimed to be a fashion princess. She showed up as herself, unapologetic and unconcerned with expectations. While others were squeezed into gowns and trends of the era, she delivered a look that said, "I'm here, I'm comfortable, and I truly do not care." Was it a fashion win? Not exactly. Was it memorable? Absolutely. My take: this wasn't a failure born from trying too hard. It was a fashion moment born from not trying at all. And somehow, that made it legendary. What do you think? Iconic confidence or red carpet chaos? Leave your answer in the comments below. I want to hear it.
Work in the name of love at any age.
Diane Keaton has never followed fashion rules, and that's usually what makes her iconic. When she stepped onto the Golden Globe Awards red carpet in 2004, she looked confident, composed, and completely in her own lane. The outfit was structured, serious, and sharply styled. Long coat, gloves, covered from head to toe. At first, it read intentional, like classic Keaton doing classic Keaton. But the longer you looked, the more the setting started to feel off. This wasn't quirky menswear-inspired chic. This was clinical. The silhouette was rigid, the layers heavy, and the gloves sealed the deal. Instead of red carpet glamour, the vibe leaned unmistakably toward head physician doing evening rounds. If she had pulled out a clipboard, no one would have questioned it. The issue wasn't confidence. Diane owned the look. The issue was context. Award shows thrive on drama, softness, sparkle, or at least a hint of fantasy. This outfit rejected all of that. It was practical, guarded, and emotionally distant. Fashion-wise, it shut the door instead of opening a conversation. And then the realization landed at the very end. This wasn't a bold contrast moment, it was a complete disconnect. Unapologetically, Diane Keaton, but painfully misplaced. Sometimes being true to your style still requires dressing for the room. And this time, the operating room energy followed her straight onto the red carpet. It burst onto the red carpet like a midsummer ritual nobody warned us about. The moment Fran Drescher appeared at the Golden Globe Awards in 1996. Jaws dropped not from elegance, but from sheer confusion. From the waist down, it was calm, clean, and minimal, a simple white dress, doing absolutely nothing wrong. Then your eyes traveled upward, and chaos bloomed. Literally, the top half exploded into a full floral fantasy, as if the dress had been possessed by a pagan flower goddess halfway through getting ready. The contrast was wild. Below quiet luxury, above May Queen on her way to summon the spirits. It felt like two completely different moods stitched together without ever meeting. The bottom whispered, classic red carpet, while the top shouted ancient forest ceremony at dawn. There was no transition, no warning, just flowers attacking elegance in broad daylight. To be fair, Fran Drescher has never been afraid of bold choices. Confidence. She had plenty. Commitment, absolutely. But cohesion, that's where this look lost its footing. Instead of complementing each other, the minimalist base and the floral overload competed for control, leaving the audience unsure where to look or how to feel. My take, memorable. Yes, fashion forward. Questionable. This outfit lives on as a reminder that contrast can be powerful, but only when it tells the same story. Fearless fashion moment or floral confusion, gone too far. Drop your opinion in the comments, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you love iconic red carpet chaos as much as we do.
I would like to thank everybody associated with Misery, Castle Rock, and
It didn't walk onto the red carpet. It arrived like a medieval banquet setting that had suddenly gained consciousness. The moment Kathy Bates stepped into the Golden Globe Awards in 1991, fashion time-traveled backwards several centuries. Velvet dominated the scene, heavy and dramatic, layered with ornate patterns and dense beading that caught the light like antique treasure. It was rich, it was intense, and it was absolutely overwhelming. From head to toe, the outfit felt less like something you wear and more like something you drape over a very expensive table before royalty sits down to feast. The textures were thick, the embellishments relentless, and the overall vibe screamed castle dinner at dusk rather than Hollywood glamour. Every step looked like it weighed 10 pounds, as if the dress itself had opinions and refused to be subtle. Now, to Kathy's credit, she carried it with confidence. She didn't shrink under the weight literally or figuratively. But red carpet fashion is about balance, and this look tipped the scale hard. Instead of highlighting her presence, the outfit swallowed her whole. It wasn't edited, it wasn't lightened, and it certainly wasn't modern for its time. My final take, this wasn't a lack of style, it was an excess of it. When fashion forgets restraint, even luxury can turn into costume. Kathy Bates didn't just wear velvet that night, she became the tablecloth. And Golden Globe's history never forgot it. It exploded onto the red carpet like a fairy tale finale nobody asked for. Beyoncé didn't just arrive at the Golden Globes in 2003, she made an entrance. Corset first. The look screamed, prom night royalty turned up to maximum volume, structured, sparkly, dramatic, and unapologetically extra. This wasn't subtle glamour. This was crowning ceremony at midnight energy with a spotlight permanently fixed on the bodice. The corset was the star of the show, and that was part of the problem. Intricate, tight, and heavily detailed. It pulled all attention upward, leaving the rest of the dress struggling to keep up. Instead of flowing elegance, the silhouette felt stiff and overworked, like the gown was trying just a little too hard to prove something. The overall effect leaned more high school fairy tale than Hollywood refinement. And for an awards night, that distinction mattered. Beyoncé herself could sell almost anything. Her confidence, presence, and star power were undeniable. But even icons aren't immune to styling miscalculations. This look crossed the line from bold into busy, from princess fantasy into costume territory. It wasn't bad, it was just too much. Too loud. Too corset-focused for the moment it wanted to own. Memorable, dramatic, and undeniably Beyoncé. But proof that even queens need restraint. Sometimes, less sparkle lets the crown shine brighter.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, isn't it? It's an all-star cast, and
It walked onto the red carpet like a home decor emergency that escaped the living room. The second Cameron Diaz appeared at the Golden Globes in 1999. Fashion insiders collectively froze. The dress didn't whisper elegance, it screamed window treatment. Faded, droopy, and suspiciously familiar. It looked less like couture and more like a retired curtain that had already lived a full life blocking out sunlight. The chaos peaked instantly, and there was no turning back. Cameron clearly knew the outfit was risky, because she tried the classic distraction tactic: messy, carefree hair, effortless beauty, and that signature girl-next-door charm. The plan: let the vibe do the heavy lifting. The result? The dress still won, and not in a good way. Instead of balancing the look, the casual styling only highlighted how unfinished and tired the fabric felt. It wasn't vintage chic. It was garage sale mystery. What made this moment so unforgettable wasn't just the dress, but the missed potential. Cameron had the face, the confidence, and the era working in her favor. But the silhouette sagged, the texture dragged, and the whole look felt like it was begging for a steamer, a tailor, or a completely different concept. It wasn't bold enough to be avant-garde, and not polished enough to be glamorous. A reminder that even star power has limits. Great looks start with great fabric. What do you think? Underrated risk or full curtain call disaster? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. It hit the red carpet like a last-minute craft project gone horribly, publicly wrong. The moment Diane Kruger stepped into the Golden Globes in 2005, it felt less like a fashion debut and more like someone had shouted, "5 minutes to showtime," inside a fabric store. The outfit looked rushed, overworked, and dangerously close to being held together by hot glue and good intentions. Chaos led. Elegance followed, somewhere far behind. At first glance, your eyes didn't know where to land, and that was the problem. Awkward cutouts popped up without purpose. Textures clashed like strangers arguing in a checkout line. Random embellishments dangled and bounced as if freshly attached moments earlier. It gave strong DIY energy. The kind where enthusiasm is high, but editing never shows up. Curtains, tablecloths, scrap fabric bin, all suspects remained on the table. What made this moment sting even more was Diane herself. She's known for refined taste, European polish, and effortless sophistication. That's why this look felt so off-brand. Instead of elevating her presence, the dress distracted from it. Nothing flowed, nothing aligned, and nothing felt intentional enough to justify the visual noise. Fashion risks are exciting, but this one skipped the planning phase entirely. To be clear, this wasn't bold experimentation. It was confusion. Stitched into a silhouette, the idea may have existed somewhere, but the execution never caught up. A rare misstep from a style icon. Proof that creativity without cohesion doesn't read avant-garde, it reads unfinished. And on the Golden Globes red carpet, unfinished is the one thing you can't afford to be. At first glance, it seemed playful, bright, bold, unapologetically 80s. Melanie Griffith stepped onto the Golden Globes red carpet in 1987 looking confident, smiling like she knew exactly what she was doing. And for a brief moment, you almost believed it worked. Almost. The colors were loud, yes, but the era loved excess. So the audience stayed hopeful. Then your eyes tried to process the full look. And that's where everything unraveled. Halfway through taking it all in, the realization hit: this wasn't a statement color choice. It was a full-scale chromatic meltdown. Reds collided with blues. Yellows fought greens. And every shade demanded attention at the exact same volume. There was no focal point, no pause, no visual breathing room. It felt like being trapped inside a disco ball during a power surge, spinning endlessly with no exit sign in sight. Instead of framing Melanie, the colors overwhelmed her. The outfit didn't complement, it competed. What could have been fun and daring crossed into sensory overload, turning the red carpet into a test of visual endurance. You weren't admiring the look, you were surviving it. And once that line is crossed, fashion becomes distraction instead of expression. Melanie committed fully, and that confidence deserves credit. But commitment alone can't save a look when restraint never entered the room. Style needs direction, not just volume. Bold color can energize fashion, but when everything screams at once, the message gets lost. Melanie Griffith's 1987 look didn't fade quietly into history, it burned itself in, glowing like a disco rainbow that never learned when to turn the lights down. At first, the look felt gentle, soft tones, romantic energy, the kind of color palette that whispers rather than shouts. When Sienna Miller stepped onto the Golden Globes red carpet in 2020, everything seemed calm, elegant, almost dreamy. Pastels flowed nicely. The silhouette was relaxed. And for a brief moment, it looked like a safe, tasteful choice, nothing groundbreaking, but nothing wrong either. And then your eyes landed on the black lacing. Right there, slicing through the softness like a plot twist. No one saw coming. Thick, stark, unapologetically dark. The laces completely shifted the mood. What was once airy and romantic suddenly felt tense and confusing, like a love letter, interrupted by a warning label. The contrast wasn't subtle, it was jarring. Instead of elevating the design, the black details hijacked it, pulling focus and creating a visual argument the outfit never resolved. This wasn't edgy enough to feel intentional, and not delicate enough to stay cohesive. The soft colors wanted whimsy and ease. The black lacing demanded control and structure. They didn't balance each other, they disagreed. The result left viewers tilting their heads, unsure whether the look was meant to be sweet, strong, rebellious, or restrained. It tried to be all four at once and landed somewhere in between. Sienna's natural charm carried the look further than it deserved, but even she couldn't fully bridge the gap between the competing ideas. Contrast can be powerful, but only when it tells a clear story. This outfit didn't fail loudly, it failed quietly, leaving behind one lingering question. What exactly was it trying to say? Nothing prepares you for the moment when high fashion walks the red carpet and your brain immediately thinks, trash day. Coralie Fargeat's Balenciaga moment didn't arrive loudly or dramatically, it slid in. Shiny, crinkled, and suspiciously familiar. At first glance, you wondered if the lights were playing tricks. At second glance, the realization landed. This dress had the unmistakable energy of a luxury garbage bag living its best couture life. The fabric was the main character here, ultra glossy, stiff, and reflective in a way that felt more industrial than elegant. Instead of flowing, it clung and folded awkwardly, catching light in harsh flashes that emphasized every crease. The silhouette offered no softness, no movement, no relief. It wasn't sculptural, it was sealed. Vacuum-packed fashion with an attitude problem. What made the look truly fascinating was its commitment. This wasn't accidental. This was intentional provocation. Balenciaga loves to push boundaries, and Coralie fully embraced the concept. The problem provocation only works when there's something beneath the shock. Here, the concept overwhelmed the wearer. Instead of elevating her presence, the dress consumed it, turning a red carpet moment into a visual punchline. It wasn't playful enough to feel ironic, and not refined enough to feel avant-garde. The shine did all the talking, and unfortunately, it said the wrong things. Daring fashion walks a fine line. When it forgets wearability, it risks becoming parody. What's your take? Bold, artistic statement, or couture gone too far? Drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more unforgettable red carpet moments.
Thank you so much.
At first, the look promised drama in the best way. Saint Laurent, one-shoulder silhouette, bold colors on paper. It sounded like a confident red carpet swing. Carla Sofia Gascón stepped out looking poised, composed, and clearly ready for her moment. The cut was striking, the intention serious, and for a few seconds, you could tell she believed this was going to land. But as the cameras lingered, the problems slowly revealed themselves. The color palette felt heavy and unforgiving, doing her no favors under harsh red carpet lighting. Instead of enhancing her presence, The tones flattened it, pulling attention away from her face and energy. Then there was the draping, long, oversized, and awkwardly wrapped around the arm. The fabric didn't flow, it dragged. What should have been elegant movement turned stiff and cumbersome. The styling choices didn't help. The asymmetry demanded precision, yet the execution felt messy. The proportions were off. The balance never quite settled. And the overall effect leaned more theatrical than refined. You could sense the idea behind the look, but the delivery lacked restraint and polish. And then came the final realization, the moment everything clicked for the audience. That arm-wrap train didn't read couture. It read curtain, heavy, decorative, and suspiciously like something you'd pull aside to let sunlight into a room. Ambition was there. Confidence was there, but editing was not. When drama overwhelms design, fashion stops commanding attention and starts competing with home decor. At first, the color did all the talking and it spoke loudly. Kerry Washington stepped onto the red carpet, glowing in a vibrant pink gown that instantly commanded attention. The shade was bold, confident, and undeniably flattering. It popped against the carpet. The lights, the cameras. This was the kind of color moment fashion dreams are made of. For a brief window of time, everything felt right. The silhouette was strong. The fabric moved beautifully. And Kerry carried herself with the poise of someone who knows exactly how powerful a single color can be. Pink was winning. Pink was thriving. Pink was ready to steal the night. And then, the accessories entered the chat. Black gloves, black tights, black pumps, one by one. The additions started stacking up, each pulling focus away from the gown instead of supporting it. What should have been a clean, striking statement turned visually cluttered. The contrast wasn't sharp, it was distracting. Instead of framing the dress, the black pieces chopped it up, breaking the flow and muddying the impact. The issue wasn't any single accessory, it was the accumulation. Too many strong elements competing at once, all fighting the same spotlight. The pink wanted simplicity. The styling delivered chaos. And slowly, that initial wow factor slipped into confusion. Then the realization hit at the very end. This look didn't need more, it needed less. Stunning dress, wrong support system. Sometimes, the difference between iconic and overwhelming is knowing when to stop. At first, the intention was crystal clear. Classic, elegant, a full pivot away from pop princess sparkle and straight into old Hollywood territory. Ariana Grande arrived in vintage Givenchy couture, looking calm, composed, and deliberately restrained. After years of pink fantasies and theatrical glamour, this felt like a reset, a quiet fashion inhale. The styling was polished, the silhouette traditional, and the reference unmistakable. But as the night went on, the look started to fade rather than settle in. The pale color washed softly under the lights, almost too softly. The fabric draped politely, never demanding attention. The hair and makeup stayed sweet, controlled, and intentionally precious. Everything was correct. Everything was tasteful. And somehow, everything was forgettable. The problem wasn't craftsmanship. Givenchy couture never misses there. The issue was energy, on a red carpet built for impact. This look whispered when it needed to speak. Instead of reading timeless, it drifted into luxury sleepwear territory. The kind of outfit you'd wear while sipping chamomile tea in a very expensive hotel suite. Not while cameras flash from every angle. And then the final realization landed. This wasn't a fashion risk that failed, it was a safety move that vanished. Beautiful, refined, and impeccably made, but red carpets reward presence, not politeness. Sometimes, playing it too safe is the boldest way to disappear. And there you have it, the Golden Globes, proving once again that fashion glory and fashion disasters walk the same red carpet. Some looks sparkle forever. Others live rent-free in our minds for all the wrong reasons. One thing's for sure, next year's stars have a lot to live up to, or completely mess up. Either way, we'll be watching.